Hey, it's me again. Okay, this is super duper important that I left out of the Belgian beer video, so I have to tell you now. Super, super, super important. Okay, here's a Hoegaarden. You see how it's cloudy? This is how you can tell that it's yeast brewed, okay? Meaning they leave the yeast in, they don't filter it out at the end. And do you also notice that it kind of looks like there's a little ring in the bottom of the bottle? Well, even if you don't quite notice, there is. I don't know if you can see it from here. That is actually the yeast on the bottom. Now, the yeast is a critical part of the flavor, which means you have to get it off the bottom of the bottle for the proper experience, okay? So here's your instructions for pouring your beer, your Belgian beer, specifically brewed with yeast. Okay, well, first of all, when you pour it into a glass, you want to, let me see if I can show you. You want to, this is just a random glass. You want to tip the glass as you're pouring, and you want to pour against the inside edge of the glass as much as you can. Like, I'm not really tipping the glass because I don't want to knock it over. I don't have another hand. But you want to pour it against the edge of the glass as much as you can so that you get less foam, okay? Then, when you get down to the this last part of the bottle, like this part that's in my fingers, maybe like a 1/10 of the bottle, stop pouring. Then you take the bottle and you shake it, and you keep shaking it, and what you're doing is you're agitating the yeast that is stuck to the bottom of the bottle. It settles on the bottom of the bottle. You agitate the yeast until the yeast comes off and joins just the very remaining liquid in the bottom, which you're then gonna pour into the rest of your beer, and you will see the color change. You will see it get more cloudy from the yeast. So one more time, you got your Belgian beer. You know it's a Belgian with yeast because it's kind of cloudy. Even if it's a brown ale, it'll be cloudy. You pour it into the bottle. You get to the very bottom of the bottle, right where my first finger is. You stop right here. You agitate the bottle. I mean like 60 seconds. Look down with one eye into the barrel of the beer, and you will be able to see the ring in it. And when the ring separates and becomes part of the remaining liquid, when there's no ring left on the bottom, that means all of the yeast has been agitated off the bottom of the bottle. Then you pour the very last into your beer. You will see the difference. But most importantly, you will taste the difference because the yeast is a critical part of the flavor. Yeast are living organisms. They eat, what do they eat? Alcohol and convert it to sugar for your beer. So that is the deal. Don't forget, it's so important. If you just pour this and just pour it in and drink it straight up, you'll be leaving all the yeast or most of the yeast on the bottom, and you will have a completely different experience. When I go to bars and order them, I always get mad at the bartenders, not verbally, not outwardly, because they do a little shimmy shake and then they pour it, and they never get all the yeast off the bottom. So I always, because I'm not an asshole, but I'm thorough, I always ask them for the bottle. And then people at the bar stare at me as I do this and look down the barrel of the bottle, and I do this and I look down the barrel of the bottle until all the yeast is off, then I pour it in. Hey, do you want the experience or do you not want the experience? It's all in the details, people. Okay, that's it. Good luck.